Welcome, 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 beloved ones, welcome. Make the shift right now out of scarcity into wealth consciousness. Greetings, beloved ones. I am Sonya, the founder of Empowered Sovereign. I am a cosmic divine mother, a high priestess. I wear many hats, and so do you. And I am here in this video to share with you to make the shift right now out of scarcity. And for all of the new viewers, welcome, welcome, welcome. You have aligned in a space where your soul has been nudging you. Yes, beloved ones, because our soul has been guiding us every single day and every single step of this journey, this life journey. So be excited because you just listened. You received some intuitive wisdom. So continue to align to that frequency, your own inner guidance. Okay? It's not loud. It's not screaming. It is very subtle. This is how all of our intuitive whispers presents itself to us. But there's always a but. In this life journey, it gets overshadowed with the background noise. Yeah, that's within our mind. It gets overshadowed because it's so loud. And our true essence is not loud. It's not screaming. It's not hollering. It's not telling you to do this or do that. It is subtle. It is nudges to help you. Okay? So take notes. Get a pen, get a paper. Get yourself set up, as this is a class. This is a master class that you are receiving right now from your soul. Okay? Write it down. Write everything down to help you. Because, beloved one, there are no mistakes in life. Okay? So jot that down as well. There are no mistakes. Listen to what I am saying, because if you believe you made a mistake, I'm here to shed light on that mistake that you think you made. If you've been making many mistakes. Now, I am paraphrasing, and I'm using this from a famous poet and an author. If I'm saying this person's name correctly, James Jerry or Jerry James, I think I'm not saying his name correctly, but I know it's James. Yeah. I want to say this poet, for me, when I read the statement about mistakes, it resonated with me. So because it resonated with me, I always share the things that will help elevate you. So mistakes are the portal of discovery. It was not his exact words. They were paraphrasing. But because of that, it became a very famous poem. He was already famous, but I'm just sharing with you. Mistakes are the portal of discovery. There's no such thing as a mistake. Okay, so you understand that now? We have to take the steps on our journey to learn. So jot that down as well. Matter of fact, let me just see what this person's name is so you can look him up if you want to. Poet. Mistakes are the portal of discovery. Okay. The poet name is James Joyce. So look him up. Yeah. So that says a lot. That says a lot, beloved ones. So you can look him up. It is a true statement. If you do not make the mistakes, how are you going to learn? All right. So jot that down. That can help you have some insight. That can help you just to elevate. Everything on this life journey is about us elevating. So add that to your book of wisdom as we are shifting right now out of scarcity into wealth consciousness. Now, I want to begin first by us closing our eyes and letting you know that this is a transmission. Every video that I record is a transmission. It is a message of some sort to help you align. Write that word down, align. Everything is about alignment. So write that word down, align, in alignment. So you can remember. Also remember to slow down. This is one of the things that all of humanity needs to do. I myself, I'm still learning to slow down. But I can tell you that I have slowed down considerably. Yes, I have. So write that down as well. To slow down. And write as a side note, it is not a race. Okay? Just again, letting you know. If you feel things is a race, if you feel like you have to rush, I'm letting you know that you are in a vibration of fear. Fear masks itself in many different forms. And one of the forms is rushing. You do not have to rush for anything. And if you are rushing, you need to slow down and ask yourself, why am I rushing? Because I'm here to let you know too. You can write this as a side note, or you can write this at the top of your paper. I would write this at the top of my paper, that you are the creator of your reality. So why would you want to rush during your life journey when every step of the journey is about you keying in, learning and growing past those old versions of you? No, you do not want to rush. Okay, just letting you know, you don't want to rush. You do not want to rush. No. So take note of that. These are very simple, simplistic things, but humanity, and I'm a part of it, at times thinks that we have to do something so difficult. We have to do things that are time consuming, that's going to deplete your energy. Yes, humanity as a collective believes such things. Yet we are elevating ourselves out of that. So now that you have a little more in depth of where this transmission is headed, you can further write that we have, and this is something for sure you need to write. There are two things. We have the knowing and we have our thoughts. So we have to remain in the frequency of our knowing. Write that down. You need to stay in the frequency of knowing, not believing, okay? Knowing. Because when we stay in the frequency of knowing, it dissipates all of the thoughts, okay? So please write that down. We have to stay in the frequency of knowing. And as I say that, I can feel the frequency of knowing. It literally dissipates. It is gone. Like it dissipates all of those thoughts. We do not need to have those thoughts because those thoughts are the byproducts of fear. And what is fear? Fear are the thoughts, okay, it just circles back, that humanity repeats over and over because of his or herself not knowing, there's that word again, knowing who we are. So let me back up right now. Who are you? Write that down, and then you can write down what you believe you are. This is a part of my teaching, which is a foundational teaching. We have to know who we are in some point in time. You may not know from the very beginning. You may get glimpses, but eventually all of us will come to the realization of who we are. So who are you right now? Okay? Who are you? Because the answer to that question says a lot about you. Okay? So we need to know who we are. We need to stay in the frequency of knowing, right? Because knowing dissipates all fears. It dissipates all of those thoughts that run through your mind because you don't know who you are at the moment. You don't know who you are, period. All right, so jot that down, write that down. So I want to give 3 examples of the knowing, the frequency of knowing. And you can jot this down as well because all of this is going to help you stay in the frequency of knowing. This is all you need to know, okay? So collectively, we all know that we are in the image of the Creator, of Source, of God, whatever word that relates to you. We all know that, okay? We all know that. Now, I'm going to even further say, we know this on a soul level. Yeah. And it's because we know this that dissipates those thoughts. Okay? We know that. And because we know that we are in the image of the Creator, it speeds up whatever we are creating for ourselves. In fact, it can instantly appear in your life when you are in alignment completely with the knowing of who you are. It collapses all thoughts, all fears, because you know who you are. So to furthermore add to the knowing, I'm going to give you some examples, some simplistic, basic examples that we all know. So you write these things down. They're very simplistic, but what did I say? There are many simple things in life that we overlook. Okay? So we don't want to overlook these simple things. So the first one is we know that the sun rises every 24 hours, right? We know that. We know that there are 30 and 31 days in each month except February. We know that, right? Don't we know that? Now, you can add to this knowing. You can add this knowing to your book of wisdom. We know that our hearts beat in a rhythm that matches the universe, that matches the earth. And because of this knowing, we are able to create the types of worlds that we want to live in. Our heart is our compass, and our heart leads us to more and more creative experiences, people, places, things. It is because of our heart. It is the navigator that guides us each step of the way. But because of the life journey and those fearful thoughts that run within our minds at times, it takes us out of that frequency of knowing and causes you to spiral into many facets of fear. But when we can key in to our hearts, this is what aligns us to the frequency of knowing, because our heart is the code that unlocks every single form of life. It brings everything into alignment. So we are being asked to stay in the frequency of knowing, which is aligned to the opening of our heart. And when we can do that, what is scarcity? Do you hear what I'm saying? It's gone. It doesn't exist because you are in the frequency of knowing. And when we stay in the frequency of knowing for longer periods of time, you will begin to start seeing more and more things that you are creating in your life because you are in a high vibration of knowing. Yeah. It is very simple. It cannot get any more simpler than this. Stay in the frequency of knowing. Jot down on your notebook if you have any thoughts, any fearful thoughts. This is where you jot down. If you keep repeating these thoughts, then this is where you seek out a person that can help you, okay? That can help you further not have these thoughts, because you are the creator. You are the authority of your life. Yes, you are. So we cannot have thoughts running your life, especially if they're not leading you to your highest version, your highest timeline, your highest path of evolution. No, because we have already done that. Yeah, we have already done it. So we have to stay in the frequency of knowing by repeating what we talked about. You are in the image of God, the creator, source, and repeating that, feeling that excitement and that knowing, because that is an exciting frequency to know. Yeah. So we want to stay in that frequency, because that frequency, it just abolishes, it just completely removes all thoughts of fear. And fear can mask itself in many ways. This is why, if you may struggle, let's just tell it like it is. If you struggle, this is where you seek out a professional. You seek out a person. Now, when you seek out this person, you make sure you heart discern that you're seeking out a person that is going to serve you for your highest good and not serve them. Okay? So you want to seek out heart-centered people. You want to heart discern everything you do in life, and you keep it moving. Because yes, this life journey can be difficult, but with assistance. And guess what? The assistance that you receive, I'm letting you know, will be a fractal of you. Now, you're probably saying, well, what is a fractal of me? Well, we are all interconnected, beloved one. So you will be associating with a part of yourself, okay? Because we are all fractals of the creator, of source, of God, okay? Because God fractalized itself into you, into me, into that person that may be helping you. So this is why that person is a fractal of you, because we are fractals of one another. Okay? We are all interconnected as one. No separation. Write that down as well. If you think there's a separation between you and myself, you are sadly mistaken. If you are sad, but I'm just here to let you know that we encompass the whole. There's no separation. We are all working together for the same common cause, but we are going about it in infinite ways. Okay? Because we are the infinite. You are the heart, the compass, the navigator, and this transmission is complete. We have made a shift right now, removing all forms of scarcity. You are in wealth consciousness. And what is wealth? Wealth is having all of your needs met. That is what is wealth. You don't have a need in this world, because wealth has got your back. Wealth is taking care of you across the board, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So we have tapped into wealth consciousness. Wealth consciousness is the knowing. Okay, you see how that worked? Everything circles back to you, because you are wealth, but you have to know it. You can't believe it. You have to know it. So refer back to your notes. Stay in the frequency of knowing. That is it. If your mind is consumed of many thoughts, shift into the frequency of knowing by stating it, by feeling it, by seeing it. Yeah. And when you do those things, as I said, Your whole life will transform. It will be in alignment because you know who you are, period. There's no more need for a discussion. You know who you are. All right, beautiful ones. I am Sonya, the founder of Empowered Sovereign, a cosmic divine mother essence, a high priestess, and the high priestess has spoken. Have a lovely day, knowing that you encompass the whole and you are wealth consciousness. Have a great day. Take care.